Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we're shipping out today and Tuesday. A lot less stuff, but still a good amount of sales overall for the past few months. All right, we're just going to jump right into it. So the first thing is going to be Dice Throne. This is going to be a game by Roxley Games. I see them at a lot of conventions. They do this like dueling game where you pick like a character. You'll have some cards, powers, specific tokens for your character, and dice as well. I've never played it. It doesn't really seem to be my theme. It's kind of like more animated character, not completely anime or manga or whatever, but like it kind of has like a more cartoony look. There's a lot of cool dice games. I like a really old one called Couriers, but I'm off track now. So this is just the character only. These little character expansions would come with 2 characters, so you can duel them out of the box. This one ended up going for $14 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping, so I'll save us the time right there. All right. Next up is going to be a bunch of these Pachizlo coins, or like these casino ones. Some are Japanese ones, some are not. So there's a there's a combo order in here where the person bought, I had 2 of one, and then they bought 3 individual ones. One of them has like 2 of them have Napoleon on it. Another one is just like has like a cool texture, almost looks like dragon scales or something. Another one just says Pachizlo and it has some Japanese words on there, and then another one's like an Indian head. So I don't know what's going on with these casino Pachizlo coins that I got like a long time ago. Got them for free, not my realm at all, but someone gave them to me for free, so I went ahead and listed the whole bag. I would put the similar coins together and list them as a lot, and then any ones that had individual, I would do individual. This is a different person than the last person that bought the few bags of Pachizlo coins. This ended up going for, let's see, 25, 35. It's like 40, like $6 and some change for these 5 coins. So I don't think you can still use these, but maybe they're cool for collectors. All right, enough about that. Next up is going to be this. A lot of people don't like to deal with this particular category. This is going to be board game neoprene mats. They make these board game maps where instead of having like the cardboard that folds out or like a paper one, they'll make a really big, nice neoprene one that fits well on a table. And the neoprene allows you to like pick up cards easily. A lot of card game players like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon understand like the benefits of a playmat, as well as it looks really nice. You can also, a lot of these you can actually like machine wash or hand wash. I don't know for this one particular, but that's also like an extra bonus that people don't realize. If you look up the company, sometimes you can actually like wash them as well. All right, but yeah, this is for a board game. I've never played it. The Towers of Arkham. There you go. No idea, so I'll just roll it out right here. It's a pretty big one, like that. Looks like there's a bunch of little spaces where, sorry if I'm bumping the microphone. Looks like there's a bunch of little spaces where you're going to be putting, I don't know, maybe resources in something. Yeah, haven't played this one, but yeah, these are probably representing different spots on the board. So like this is your board instead of the actual like cardboard one, and these are usually bigger. And I like the neoprene mats, but I know these are also kind of annoying to list. A person has to pay a lot of shipping because you have to do an elongated package, which usually means it's like, you know, the 20 inches or 24 where you have to pay extra money. But I like dealing with it. There are some that can go for pretty good money, like when you find the right buyer and it's the right price for them, they can sell well. But this one sold for $12, but this board game I don't know about. So there's like a War of the Rings one that I have for the 2-player board game. That one actually goes for like 50 to 100, depending on, you know, how lucky the seller is and how willing the buyer's willing to pay at the time. All right, next up is going to be this little vintage diecast car. This one's like a bulldozer. It has like an American flag on it. That's about all I know. It literally just says bulldozer on the bottom. And that I would get a bunch of these big lots of diecast cars at like auctions all the time. We do pretty well with them. We'll usually spend between $5 to $20, but then we get like a ton of them. And I just go through it. Sometimes I'll make lots. Sometimes I'll sell individual ones. This one ended up going for $10.78. So yeah, people like the little construction ones, trains, you know, not just like the classic cars, but people like the extra little things that they can do for their villages, or maybe a kid will play with it. You never know, or someone else is collecting it. It could have been the American flag on that, where someone's collecting stuff with American flags. You never really know for items that there can be different people that purchase them. All right. Next up is going to be some floppy disks, MS-DOS, the Berenstain Bears right here. This is going to be some kind of like learning game. Got a bunch of this stuff when we got a bunch of manuals and PC manuals at this estate sale. I remember this one. This was like an estate sale where they had like a back room, but it was still kind of open, and it looked like there's a lot of paper ephemera and stuff. And they told me it was junk. I was like, well, can we look through the junk? And then they said that's fine. And that's where Netta and I found like 95% of the stuff that we got at that estate sale. It was a lot of cool stuff in the back room. $13.99. They said that they were going to trash this stuff if, you know, after the estate sale was done. So when I say like we salvage a lot of stuff from trash. Just sell it. I'm actually speaking the truth. A lot of people like pass by this stuff, even the estate sales. All right. Next up is going to be this. This is going to be Lincoln Logs. We used to sell a bunch of these when we first started. We found them all the time at yard sales, at least around us. And then even if they were incomplete, even they were just like, pieces, just like the logs and then like the accessories, we would sell them for a good amount of money. Not as much these days, I think, because like the shipping kind of eats up a lot of the price. It used to be a little bit cheaper to ship this. But yeah, this is $12.25. This is missing, unfortunately, the wolf figure. Everything else is there. So yeah, I didn't mind taking the time to count these things. There's one time I was going to visit my brother, and then we stopped by a yard sale that was like a few streets away, and there was some Lincoln Log stuff that we got there for like a quarter each. So we made money going to my brother's back in the day. All right. Next up is going to be this Versus system. This is going to be the Marvel one. This is the Utopia Battles. I have a ton of this particular. I think it's like a 2-player starter set. I still have a ton of these. Like it's like a replenishable, as people call it. And whenever one sells, I relist another. I have to be careful because some of the ones I have dented corners. Not that it affects the cards inside, but this is a sealed product, so sometimes people like to collect sealed stuff and keep it sealed, and they don't want dents in the corners, even if the cards inside will be fine. But yeah, this one's good. So I'm going for $9.80. At some point, I might raise the price, but they don't sell fast enough yet for me to raise the price. I started at like $20. Then sometimes we do like a sale or an offer, and then people counter, and like this one sold for $9.80. But yeah, I think the Versus system's still around. I think they did like Marvel stuff, DC stuff. I think they even did some wrestling stuff. I could be wrong. All right. It was supposed to be a card game where the Versus system would be, there'd be a bunch of different universes that you can pick and choose and fight. But I think most people just end up picking the Marvel and DC stuff. So that's what they focused on making as a business. All right. Next up, this is like a unique PC game. Never played it. Druid Demons of the Mind by Softkey. Occasionally, I'll find a bunch of cool PC games I've never seen before. It's like this guy with this like axe, and on the back it says you're going into some alien sorcery world, and like it's 3D, and it says like enter if you dare. So some kind of like little action game. Really unique one. It sold for $7.56. I don't remember that one at all, but there's a lot of PC games from like the 80s, 90s, and beyond. All right. Next up is going to be this Warhammer 40K. This is going to be some kind of like promotional deck box. So it opens up. So I'm not sure if this is for Warhammer Underworlds or if this is for like Warhammer 40K. Will have like different like character cards or like objective cards and stuff. I've never played 40K technically, so sorry if I'm misspeaking. But yeah, some kind of cool promotional box. You can even keep like, magic cards. They have like the Magic the Gathering Warhammer Commander deck. So you can keep that in there. So it opens up, houses about maybe like 100 to 200, depending on like what kind of sleeves you use, or if you do use sleeves. Sleeves take up a lot of space. All right, this time I'm going for $16.79. I keep selling a lot of Warhammer stuff. I know it's only one today, but I don't even have that much Warhammer stuff other than the bits and pieces. All right, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone's having a fantastic week so far.